Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. Now before I continue, I just want to say something weird happened when I loaded up the game today. The options had been changed and the display was set to a smaller resolution with big black bars around the edge of the screen. It looked very odd, so I just reloaded that. Now I'm aware it's been a while since I last played. There's been a few patches, so maybe that has changed the options a bit. And, whoa, that is some serious motion blur. Can I turn that off? Because that just looks like graphics are loading really badly. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything on here. Oh, has that reset audio? It has, hasn't it? So I should probably tweak these ever so slightly. No, I'll leave it at that for now, and hopefully you can all hear me. That's annoying that it had set this option to down there, and this to like borderless window, which was like not taking up full screen, and it was annoying. What on earth can I do about that god awful screen to... Yeah, I'm sure I want to leave. What can I do about this god awful motion blur? And didn't I save just inside that building, inside that door? And whoa, that's some heavy rain. Well, I apologise for the motion blur. I don't appear to be able to find a setting to sort it out. Let's have another look. I mean, what would it be called? Was it camera sensitivity? No. The camera's moving at a good speed. Screen shake. What's this? We don't want this, do we? Right, here we go. Let's try that. I'm still getting it. So that's not it. In which case, I'll turn it back on. That's really annoying, and display, so maybe video, and because I had to reset options to fix the other thing. Motion blur off, thank you very much. This is not the movie Gladiator starring Russell Crowe, where the film director clearly imagined that motion blur was the next big thing and had to be used at times when it really didn't. Yeah. Otherwise, that was a pretty good film. Yeah, look at that. Proper smooth turning. No blue as you turn around. Well, let's get inside and out of this rain. We have a commander to visit, and people up here to see as well, which is blatantly sidetracking. Right, can we... Oh, yes. It is still raining visibly out there, and the rain is not coming through this canopy overhead, which is rather... Well, I do like the fact there's a few drops leaking through. That's really good. Now, if only we could hear the sound of rain going on up there, that'd be even better. Oh, that'd be like playing Morrowind back in the day when I discovered that there were two different sound effects for the rain landing on the surface of the water when you were swimming. One for if you were above the water and another one from below the water, and it actually sounded like rain on the surface of the water when you were underneath it, instead of just rain on the surface when you were above, which was really good, and that really impressed me back in the day. Now let's step back out into the rain again and see what this fellow wants.
Good to see you again. The pledge today was very interesting, wasn't it? The certainty in Quartermaster Aimer's voice. Beautiful. Makes one eager to start work.
You look very young for someone who's supposed to... Well, sound very young. Look a bit older than you sound. I'm not sure I know you. Have we? Pretty sure we haven't.
So, what do you need this time? The pass again? Are we planning a trip to the stale lamb? Hey, not this time, my friend. I've run out of ink. I'm waiting for a delivery. Steward Orla will let me know when more arrives. In the meantime, I need to ask you for a favor. So, you in? For the sake of our long friendship?
Have you had too many blows to the head? I really don't recognize you. And you seem to indulge in illicit dealings. Helping people sneak out to some tavern to get rat-arsed. I don't remember Orlef being a steward.
Orla? I'm sure I'm not mistaken. Anyway, about that favor I asked of you.
I'm starting to get the feeling that the keepers aren't entirely sane.
I guess you still haven't sobered up, huh? The Stale Lamb. You know, the tavern in the village below the keep. It's run by Ron. Truly a great place. I hope they're not planning to close it down. Oh, they wouldn't do that, right?
Village? I've only seen ruins.
Just as we agreed. I appreciate that you remember.
Oh.
Holding one's tongue is the key to success. Keep it up.
He's going to want ink, isn't he? Is there a escape from conversation and not take this option? Because I'm not seeing it.
You do know it needs to stay between us. Do you understand? Say you understand.
Oh, look, I really understand.
Fantastic. So, here's the thing. On a recent night out at Ron's, it seems I may have left some sensitive documents.
Oh, no.
Documents, with Captain Fergus' seal. But not necessarily sealed by him. You know what I mean. I can't really go there right now. Could you get them back for me? I'm sure it won't be too much of a problem.
From this man's accent, I'm reasonably sure that the voice actor remembers an incident a few years ago when a British Member of Parliament accidentally blatantly left a laptop with sensitive government documents on a train. I wonder if the writers were also aware of that news story.
Splendid! When you have the documents, meet me at the third crowing of the rooster. Or just find me. I'll be around.
Or just find me. I'll be around here somewhere. What? Okay. Okay, mate. That's dodgy as hell. Now you, strange hair only on top of the head person, look like you might have some equipment available for us.
Oi, friend, a question. Do you know why people always stop and watch a blacksmith at work? Because he's riveting.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's good to see a new face in this sad hole. Oh, of course, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Osbreed, the local master of hammers and anvils. Do you need your blades sharpened?
I may need to raise the voice volumes for the NPCs. You don't see people often, do you? When you feel the need to make that sort of levity.
Not really. Especially since we went into a lockdown a while ago.
Oh no, not a lockdown.
People used to come and go. Now and then a ship would make a stop at the village below, but nobody's really come around since. Well, since the entire shit show that's going down everywhere. Now that I think of it, you're the first they've let in. What'd you do? Who did you bribe?
Better not tell you. Apparently I have to tell you.
Oh, so you have friends in Camelot. Good for you.
You know what this means?
Of course I do. Those pins are peak craftsmanship, and very rare at that.
Ah,
We only gave them out on Camelot's orders.
good justification for his
When I
knowledge.
look at you, well, it's pretty obvious you wouldn't be able to beat a knight. And even if you found one already dead, you'd sooner nick his armor than a pin you knew nothing about.
Oh, well, thank
Either
you.
way, good for you.
So what you're saying is, I probably have this by merit, because if I stole it, I probably would have just left, well, I probably would have left stuff behind and taken the other stuff and sold that, and then not kept this? Okay. What do you think, I'm a bad Skyrim player who doesn't pick up all the loot? Come on, pick up all the loot, man. It's there. It's like Morrowind and Oblivion. Right, so apparently this place is locked down. I think I may need to adjust volumes because of...
Yeah. After we lost 2 squads trying to take back the All-Mother's Temple from the Dalrita, our captain decided that nobody leaves the Horns. Then he shut himself in his office, without leaving us any orders. Virgus is trying to keep the lads occupied, but... just look around. Half of the people here are losing their minds, and the rest are losing their wages on drink.
Hey, is there a crafting system here I can engage in? Look, anything good going on at all?
I heard that dew fell down the stairs and didn't break a single bone. So that's a start.
Okay.
Other than that, no, I can't think of anything.
Perhaps I should ask Dew for practice in falling. In the meantime, what's this whole shit show you were on about?
Sometimes I wonder, how many things can go wrong at the same time. They say that misery loves company, but here, it's like we've done something to anger the gods, and they're taking this sweet revenge.
Yeah, I
First,
didn't hear the word sweet.
Started hearing that the weirdness was spreading near Grubwood. Soon after that, we saw waves of bandits approaching from there. Desperate people. They took a lot of our territory. Then, the Dalrita tribes took over the All-Mother's Temple. And after that, the supply chains from Camelot collapsed for some reason. And so on and so forth. We're in quite a pickle, my friend. We've started betting on what's going to happen next. Sea monsters? Who knows?
Well, I might not be a monster that crawled up out of the sea. The weirdness started spreading near Grubwood, you say?
Yes. That damn forest north of here was already cursed and creepy. But now, I've heard it's an entirely different level of crazy. They say that some men here started going dark up north. With that, weirdness started moving. And when the weirdness gets here, well, we're fucked. But you know that. Every child has heard the stories.
Yeah, when the menhirs go dark, that's when the weirdness starts closing in. You heard of the Dalrita took over the All-Mother's Temple?
That's... I don't know. It's hard to explain. They kept to themselves, perched in the mountains near the Forlorn Swords. But then something happened, and suddenly we saw ships arriving near our eastern shores. A couple days later, the tribes took over. One good thing is that the bandits aren't up to fighting with them. One bad thing, we aren't either.
Right, look, what's this about people you mentioned who are banished? Probably the undead, but let's see.
Desperate people, that's who.
Oh no.
When villages started dying out, due to the weirdness, or hunger, or bandit raids, who do you think took over? The people who had nothing to lose. They banded together and started raiding whatever was left. Then they turned to killing each other. Like rabid wolves. Too bad they're here now
Rabid,
too.
you are not American. Right. I'll look at the shop, but afterwards I will be adjusting audio volumes, because I didn't always hear some of the quieter words. Right. Not quite the same. Through the blacksmith's eye, weakening blades, so poisons. The Art of Making Arrows, Introduction to Work for Journeymen, Volume 1. Coating. Silent Draft. Purging steel, a coating. Can we get more information? Wait. Osbrit. So not Ulfbert. Hey, if it was an Ulfbert making swords here, that'd be great. Corrosive blood. There's lots of weapon coatings here, I see. Jute fibre. Isn't that like far up north for jutes near Denmark? Linen fibre. I should probably look into these, but I don't have the crafting recipes for very much, do I? That's probably where these will come in. Leather. Iron ore. A battle hammer. Nice big two-handed weapon. Great sword. So, is it all two-handed weapons here? A broadsword, also two-handed, of course. Battle axe. An arrow and a knife. So almost everything here is two-handed. What can I sell? What additional items do I have here? Cracked shield as opposed to my kite shield. That can definitely go. On block, gain plus 5% damage. That's 3.1. That's 1 with 7 armor. So, overall, Syria's tunic is considerably better than... Oh, medium armor. Right, I see. That's why it weighs more. Is there a good way of checking quantities? No. Okay, let's... I have this. There's no need to buy it then. Right, let's have a better look. So, cracked spike mace. That's actually half decent, and I might want to look into using that a little more. It does weigh significantly more than the sword, though. That, not quite so good. So, lower damage from both, and a intermediate weight. So it's heavier than the sword, does less damage from the sword. Overall, not great. I do have a bow. Spectral sword. Base damage, not great. Why is the base damage so low? Is there a way that I can improve that base damage, or do I have to obtain more valuable versions of the spell? I'm not massively overburdened to the point where I absolutely need to sell things at this point. I think the 80 block on the new shield is one I vastly prefer. Right, armor. We have so many things. Right, bandages, nothing. I'd need to increase my light armor skill a lot to get anything good out of them, I think. Why don't I... Free... Much lighter. Right. Free light, 4 medium, I can work with that. Medium again. Still nowhere... Right, ragged leather gauntlets, still nowhere as good as the Torn Keeper's gloves. And the Torn Keeper's gloves do make me feel like I'm working with the Keepers. Okay, the Ragged Peasant's trousers are nowhere near as good. Let's try keep her blue dress, right? Because it gives her a nice bit of a feel. Nice and comfortable. We got heavy boots though, so that's great. Light, medium, worn leather, both the same. Okay, I can definitely part with one of these. That's light. That's same armor value. 5. We should keep one set of light leg armor. Right, so these are both the same. That is light though. Might keep that. Medium, okay. So if I part with this, 6, 4, that's light. This can also go. Right. Red shield. Not as good as what we currently have. Right. And it would be nice to... Right. Well, that's just really cheap. And this we already have, though. I want to double check that, but... No, there it is. Right. Yes, let's purchase this. And see what else we can find. Now, is there some kind of crafting space? Blacksmith knife. Where's the knife? I see tongs. And a hammer. Right, these are tools I can pick up? Not. It's not the anvil, is it? That would be too obvious. Okay. Grindstone with a sword on it. But just a grindstone. Where'd he go? He literally walked out over here somewhere. Past us and then just disappeared around this point. How bizarre. So what can I do? That grindstone is massive, it extends all the way over here. Sort by ingredient count. What would I do? I don't have handcrafting. I don't know. Right then. We definitely got a book. And we got a nice new shield. We enjoy the shield. So, there have been, I think, maybe 1 or 2 patches to the game recently, and more importantly, there's been updates with the developers showing us things they intend to add to the game they're currently working on. They're working on new monster graphics, new enemy graphics, some new animations for enemies, and new cloth animations, so we can have better stuff with cloth. That would be great fun, you know. So, things and stuff book. I will read book. The Art of Making Arrows. Introduction to Work for Journeymen, Volume 1. Author Elaine Bowman, the 5th. It's hard for me to believe, but the Guild of Journeymen have forced me to write this text so that some practicing half-wits have a source of systematized knowledge about the noble art of bowyers and fletchers. What does that even mean? Besides, arrows are made, not written about, damn it. But be it as it may, here it is. The long-awaited book on wooden and iron arrows, the textbook edition. And since I'm already sacrificing my time sitting in front of parchment, I must point out that an often overlooked but important aspect of arrow making is the proper manufacture of the fletching. Properly sized, it gives the arrow greater speed and reduces the air resistance it encounters during flight. This obviously translates into increased penetration, and in other words, its deadly potential. Of course, the heavier the arrow we make, the more abundant feathers we must provide for our ammunition. From my own experience, I can assure you that turkey feathers work perfectly for any type of arrow. What have we here? We have no attribute points, no skill points, so why is this an update here? What happened? What changed? I know I picked up something, didn't I? Is that it? Is it the health increase? Yeah, documents. Murder on demand. Oh, okay, I see. I see. Right. See, now that's changed. This has not changed. Why has this not changed? What is here that I should be clicking on to say, hey, yes, I've seen all this? Odd. And then here, we got some fish. Letter from a shady merchant. Pay attention, you morons, because my patience is running thin. I need a hanged man's noose, an ogre's right toe, and a couple of drowner tongues. And trust me, I can tell the difference between a drowner tongue and a dead horse's tongue, because I, unlike you, am not a complete idiot. If you try to swindle me one more time, our deal is over, and stop asking for money up front. You bring me the goods, you get the money. That's it. End of story. M. P.S. Can you bring me the hanged man's tongue, though? It might be useful. Well, you can bring me the hanged man's tongue, though. Might be useful. Yeah, this is some kind of dodgy necromancer shit. And then we got lots of food items we've picked up. Oh, and some leather. Great. We need some more crafting recipes, and that will be fun to look into. What here is it? What is it? Come on. Am I supposed to go here and click on this and go, yes, yes, I have this? Yes, just go away. I've seen it. I put it there. I know. I am the one who... Yeah. So... Ah! Iron arrow, wooden arrow. Excellent. Needs iron and wood. Both need wood. Got it. Hey, now I've got some arrow out recipes. Awesome. No feathers necessary, apparently. Any old feather will do. Whoa, that was... Watch the man just blink out of existence. I could go in there and see what's going on. Say, hello, hey, why are you not working? Or I could just let the man have his break, you know? Respect him. Leave him be. This looks like I can blatantly walk outside and get myself killed by monsters. It's probably not the case. But what is out here? I mean, if they're on lockdown and not allowed to leave, having a great big gaping hole in the wall feels like a real weakness in the whole lockdown thing. Hello there, man. Who are you?
Hey. Hello. Are you also wondering why the heck we need them?
Oh, West Country accent. Okay. Need what?
Lighthouses. Why the hell are Dara and his workers pushing so hard to build the second one? Is one not enough? Is it because one is less than two and less is worse? I mean,
no.
2 lighthouses next to each other are almost the same as one, and ships don't even sail this way anymore.
Are they planning on discontinuing use of the first one? Is it just faulty? Yes. There could be some symbolic reason, some religious reason. Oh.
Ah, symbolism. Yeah, maybe. Whatever that is.
You said the ships aren't coming here very much anymore. Oh, the Horns of the South, not the Horn of the South. 2 lighthouses, yeah, sure.
Aye, why would they? The waters are treacherous, so no ships. Storms and the weirdness are a deadly combination. Besides, who'd have the time to build or repair them? There are enough problems on the island. We don't need more.
So, maybe a second lighthouse is to reassure captains that they can make landfall here. I haven't changed audio values, have I? What can you tell me about the Horns of the South?
Well, not much going on here, as you can see. Things have been a bit different lately, due to the refugees. One was even hanged for theft, but I can't say much more as I wasn't there. If you're interested in the horns, you should visit our museum. You'll learn more about that fella, Swal, or whatever his name is.
Is or was? You got a museum here?
Aye, it's boring, but at least you don't have to pay to enter. But almost nobody goes there anyway.
Well, I think it sounds interesting. What do you think about the refugees?
What do I think? Well, as long as they follow the rules, they can stay. And if they don't, then they can hang.
That's a bit
That's
extreme.
all. Folks are saying that there's some other group, probably more dangerous, not so far from here. If they come closer, well, that wouldn't be too good.
I see. Look, what do you do here? Apart from looking like a pig or skull with that really dark shadow under the tip of your nose.
You can stay here and serve. Sit in the tavern, drink and eat something. If you're looking for an adventure, you'll have to go elsewhere. There's things happening out in the world. But you know something? Here in the south, everything happens late. It's a big world out there, and a small one right here.
That's true enough, I suppose. Right, I don't fancy trying to jump across that, and it looks like there's a much safer way across. That looks like one lighthouse, that looks like it might be the beginnings of another. And what's this down there? Okay, no, that's not a good way down. I don't see a ladder on this side. Let's get back inside. It would be nice to get out of this continual rain. You know what, with all this rain, let's get a hood on so that she won't be feeling the raindrops hitting her head quite so hard. And options. Audio. Right, don't want to take down the master volume because that will reduce voice as well. So I'm just going to drop everything else down a bit to about 80. Go 85. Why not? 5, I said. Right. Here we go. Let's move on. I'll do a quick paranoia check, make sure everything's all good. All good. Excellent. Let's try and get in, out of this constant drizzle. Okay. But look, there's steps down here. I can explore everything. I should not explore everything. I have a purpose. Look, I'm supposed to report to this bloke. Go see. Hello, who are you? Dickon. That's not how you spell Dickon, by the way.
You all right, newbie? Have you already been to the refugees? I can't believe they just hanged poor Cole like that.
Wait, so Cole is the hanged man and this M wants his tongue? Who's Cole?
What a mess. Cole came to us with a group of refugees from some nearby villages. They were looking for shelter from, well, everything that's been happening here. Bandits, the weirdness, the Del Reader, hunger. I was happy Fergus let them in and allowed them to stay. You'll meet them in the village. They live in the buildings up high. But ever since they showed up, a wave of thefts has swept through the village and the keep.
Oh dear.
Nobody caught the thief in the act, but one of the retired keepers, Tadgan, insists he saw Cole sneaking out the victims' quarters at night. I don't believe that, drunkard. I think taking care of the local community is the duty of the Horns of the South.
I don't like the way their scale mail armour looks just sort of painted on. And I don't like the...
Wait! If you ever meet Patrice, poor Cole's widow, please, give her these flowers.
Oh, okay.
I know it's not much, but I'd like her to know she's not alone. I support her, and the other refugees. And I am sure that there are more of us.
Why do so many of the keepers here have really bad 1990s school bully undercuts? It makes them look like dickheads who should be killed. Honestly, it really does make them look like absolute prats. It's like they got half a hairstyle, but... And that up there. I don't like the energy playing around that. It looks very unhealthy. It looks like something the spirit inside us might be interested in. Now, what about all these buildings? Can I head into these? Yeah, can I read this? No. I should probably investigate all of these at some point. Hello.
If you're here to see the healer, don't bother. He's a quack and a butcher who likes to watch people suffer.
I can believe that. But hey, you sure about that, man?
I came to him with a toothache, asked him to make me something for the pain, and you know what he did?
Pulled the bloody
He
tooth
said
out.
my tooth is rotten, and then sent me to Osprey to get it pulled out.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't see your own tooth, right? You don't know how rotten it is. But yeah, that sounds bad.
That, and I wouldn't trust him anywhere near my mouth. Don't get me wrong. Osprey's a decent blacksmith, but he's no good with teeth. With one lad, it took him 3 tries before he got the right one. I'll stick to my grandma's potion for toothache. Or I would, if Heber would stop being such a dick and make it for me.
But it's not the blacksmith's job to pull teeth, unless it's horses. The blacksmith does metal and iron work and horseshoes, and horses' teeth, right? It's the barber surgeon who does tooth pulling, in addition to cutting hair and other surgical. So you want me to go make this potion for you, right?
Because I'm no good at mixing that stuff. And Heber took the recipe from me.
Oh.
Said if I don't know how to make it, I shouldn't have it. And that he doesn't want some questionable homebrew medicine spreading through the keep.
Well, yeah, maybe we shouldn't undermine him. If you just remove the tooth, you won't need a potion. Why doesn't he want to make it?
He says it's no good. Says that if I don't get the tooth pulled out, it'll keep hurting. I told him that's why I need the remedy, to make it stop hurting. But it's like talking to a brick wall.
No, you're treating a symptom and not a cause. You need to treat the cause. Look, you could just get the tooth out.
Oh yeah? And then what? Another and another? Give it a few years and I'll be left with no teeth. Ah, leave me alone.
Yeah. I can't even come back and talk to him. Did that just load in there? That grass? That was weird. Okay. So yeah, cloth physics are coming, so we'll see enemies with better cloth armor. Let's have a look down here. Hello, who are you? You are just another person I would love to talk to, but not the person I'm supposed to. So I think I should go and see this authority figure. Whoa, that was some very strange flickering. Again, early access games, right? Not finished yet, could definitely be improved. Can I disable that? Probably. Is that outside the building? It is outside the building. What on earth is that? I can just walk up and search for crate right from stash. I presume that's my stash, or will be eventually. Oh, hello. Fergus, isn't it?
Sir, I haven't seen you before. I wasn't expecting any guests, and you don't look like a new recruit. And yet, Odrin let you in. He's not drinking again, I hope.
Look, I don't want to get him in trouble, but I don't want to lie. Yeah, he was off his fucking face, man.
Most unfortunate. But that explains why you just strutted into the horns. I'm afraid I'll have to take action. The name's Fergus, and I assume you already know that I'm the Quartermaster here. Now, state your business. And please, try to be convincing, or the walls of this fortress will be the last thing you'll ever see.
Look, I was given this. The blacksmith seems to like it. I got this pin from a friend. I assume you know what it means.
Yes, I know. And that's why you're still standing in front of me. However, these pens were only given to certain people. They mean that in times of trouble, These people will always find a safe haven here in the Horns. And this makes me wonder, what happened to your friend? Where is he?
Look, we got shipwrecked, and I haven't seen him. He's probably dead, but no, you know, he might still be alive.
If what you're saying is true, he must have had a deal with someone well above my pay grade. And that leaves only the captain.
Yep.
However, if you're lying, then you might as well have just confessed to the murder of a Knight of the Round Table. But nobody's that much of a fool, I think. Fortunately for you, I've seen my fair share of morons in life, and you don't look like one. Fortunately for me, this pin only means that I'm to make sure you're safe in the Horns. Nothing about helping you out with whatever you're up to. And let me guess. If you have friends among the knights, then you'll be wanting to talk to the captain, right? Well, that ain't happening anytime soon.
Let me guess, I've got to work for it. This man has a very sneaky, snide voice. He sounds almost dishonorable. Sounds like he's going to have lots of dirty jobs for us. Why is that then?
Because I said so. What? Did you really expect that you could just enter our keep and head straight for the captain's quarters?
Nope.
There wouldn't be much point in having walls and guards here if anyone could just do that, would there? Anyway, welcome to the Horns of the South. Make yourself at home.
Right. Apparently I found a piece of metal with an inscription on it. Do you know what this is?
That's one of our tags. Every soldier gets one when they pledge their loyalty.
Very modern.
I just hope the body you took it from was already cold, because killing a keeper would land you in some serious trouble. You know, here's what I'm thinking on that. If you stumble over any of our fallen keepers out there, bring me their tags. Sure, they're sworn to stay here till the bitter end, but they have families who deserve to know what became of them. It's part of my duty, but since I can't send any more beyond these walls, maybe you could lend a hand. I'll pay you for every tag you bring back.
Sounds like a positive bargain. Right. Now look, what's it going to take for me to get to see the captain then?
First of all, you have to prove yourself trustworthy and capable. I can't let just anyone into the captain's quarters. He's a very busy man, you see. I don't want to waste his time.
No, I'm not even gonna. Alright, so what needs to happen?
We've been having trouble with the dead lately. The kind that don't want to rest in peace.
Oh, great.
There are more and more of them roaming the area. It might just be the weirdness, as it has been steadily creeping closer from the north, but somehow I doubt it. Seems like the problem lies in the old cemetery. As far as I know, the fog hasn't reached it yet. You could go there and find out what's happening.
I could try. Do you have an idea wait, where is the cemetery? Very good question to ask.
After you leave the keep, just turn left and then stay on the road. Here, I'll mark it on the map for you.
And you're just going to let me out? Please don't vandalize the map. Someone else might want to use it in the future. This isn't an Elder Scrolls game. I'll mark it on your map. Fuck off. Stop drawing all over some poor bugger's map with ink. You know, so they can't get rid of it. It's not like you're going to write it on a pencil and rub it off later. Did you send any of your men to investigate?
The captain forbade anyone from leaving the keep, so I couldn't. And truth be told, I didn't particularly want to. We don't get many recruits, and you're, well...
Not a recruit. So, therefore I can come and go as I wish?
Sure, let's go with that.
But not exactly. Do you have any idea what might be causing this? Obviously not, because he wants me to go and investigate it. Although he may be sending me to confirm a suspicion.
There is a local legend about a dark druid named... Slaughter? Slaughter, that was it. He was a necromancer rumored to be able to raise the dead and make them do his bidding. It's quite an old legend, though, so unless he managed to raise himself from the dead, I I doubt he's behind this.
And do you know anything about the cemetery that I should know?
It's old. From what I've heard, it even predates the Horns of the South. The keepers and the people from the village below used to bury their dead there. But after the flood,
Bury?
it's been pretty much
You
abandoned.
mean bury? What's this about a flood? Is it a flooded cemetery?
Yeah, damn druids. They flooded a village of innocent people just to show everyone they're still in power. Fat lot of
That's
credit
odd.
to them.
Very Iron
I'm not gonna
Kingdoms.
lie. I'm glad we got rid of them. The things they could do were unnatural.
The whole point is that it is natural. Alright, look, I'll go take a look.
Good. Try not to get yourself killed and get rid of whatever's been causing the problem.
Sounds like a bit of a tall order, but we got a level out of it. Okay.
If you need to rest, you can sleep in the barracks. In a royal chamber. But it's better to sleep under a roof than under the stars, right? Especially in this horrible weather.
Alright, and where are the barracks? Like, literally, where are the barracks? I don't know. I can just rob these guys? That doesn't feel right, does it? And woo, that's a long way down, an unhealthy distance. It might be short enough to avoid significant damage, but I'm not going to risk it. Now let's go take a look at this. So this would obviously look like the Lady of the Lake holding Excalibur aloft. Why are there so many other hands reaching up to grasp hers to try and claim the sword? It's like, everyone, what is this? Yeah, that's bad, isn't it? So that just harms me. Now those do seem to be recovering. I would like to get some more crafting recipes for non-consumable equipment at some point. Apparently they are overhauling the crafting system. Hello, who are you? Oh, is this the museum?
Welcome to the Museum of the Horns of the South, the southernmost keep under Camelot's jurisdiction. My name is Ridderick, and I will be happy to introduce you to the rich history of this fascinating place. A history that began 623 years ago with the first keeper, Sewell Firstfoot. I'd also like to bring your attention to our numerous exhibits that are, as I like to say, inanimate witnesses of the history of the Horns of the South.
Excellent. Tell me more of the exhibits.
The museum holds a collection of 72 items of the so-called movable, tangible heritage. The collection includes big and small items that represent the world surrounding the keepers of the Horns of the South, from the 1st to the 6th century of the Avalonian era. Here you will find militaria, craft tools, everyday objects, furniture, textiles, coins, religious artifacts.
Interesting. Which of these would you consider to be the most remarkable?
Well, I'd say all exhibits are worthy of your attention, but I could point you to the ones I personally think to be the most notable, or subjectively, of course, the most interesting. Those would be the items that used to belong to Sewell Firstfoot.
Ah,
We have his signal horn, and also his boots. Those boots were the first to touch Avalonian soil. What is also worth mentioning is the tableware used by King Arthur himself during his visit to the Horns of the South in the year 15 of the Avalonian era.
they're going out of their way to make him sound really boring, and to make this sound rather unimpressive. And a lot of these options are very disrespectful. The signal horn sounds interesting.
It is indeed an interesting exhibit. The horn was used by Sewell during wartime, not only for signaling, but also for intimidation. It is 50 centimeters long and made of the horn of an ox.
What's a centimeter?
It is the color of yellowed bone, with some ash-gray discoloration on the narrow end. It has a brass mouthpiece and silver fittings on its wider side and at the middle. The shape of the fittings suggests that the horn was hanging on a leather strap, which unfortunately has not survived to this day.
There's no way that horn is 19 inches, more like 14 or 15 at best, and there's no metal fitting in the middle. You have Sewell's authentic boots. Can you tell me more about them?
Yes, it's remarkable, isn't it? You can find them in the central display. Sewell's boots were sewn from 3 pieces of tanned calfskin,
All right.
tied at the top with a leather strap. The seam goes through the middle of the instep,
Yes, it
which
would.
is decorated with ornamental embroidery. On the outer side of each shoe, you can find a decorative brass buckle with the motif of the Camelotian bear. It is notable that even after 600 years, they are still excellently preserved, which is unusual considering the high humidity in this area. It means that even the keepers of that time must have realized the historical value of Sewell's boots, and therefore made sure to adequately preserve them.
Tell me more about King Arthur's tableware.
It's a memento of the visit of the legendary ruler of Avalon. Impressive, isn't it? The tableware is made of tin coated with silver. It consists of a plate, a bowl, and a chalice. The edges are decorated with the motifs of Camelot, a crown and a bear. However, those ornaments are of visibly low quality. That detail, and the fact that those are the only wares from that time that have survived to this day, leads us to conclude that this set was cast specifically for that occasion, and that it was finished by a person unfamiliar with this kind of craft, perhaps a blacksmith or an armorer.
Interesting. I'd like to talk about something else. Tell me about the museum itself.
It began in the year 542.
Oh.
It is the crowning achievement of a group of keepers who were fascinated with Sewell Firstfoot. It took them years of tremendous effort to finally open an institution devoted to research and education, worthy of commemorating Sewell's great legacy. The first keeper of the museum was Gladwin Flanagan, who was personally appointed by Captain Berra the Black.
You know, I think I've heard about Sewell from someone in the courtyard outside, and from you as well.
I don't doubt it. Since Sewell Firstfoot was a remarkable figure, well known to every keeper, drawing on available sources, we can claim with almost absolute certainty that Sewell Firstfoot was the first man who ever set foot on the island of Avalon. As you can probably guess, that's where his moniker, Firstfoot, comes from.
Obviously. That's just the first... I'm sure that was just the first of many great deeds that he accomplished.
Oh, of course. Sewell was an outstanding commander whose strategic mind, bravery, and charisma contributed to our capture of the South from the Four Dwellers. He was also the founder of the Horns of the South, so I can say with absolute conviction that if it were not for Sewell Firstfoot, we wouldn't even be standing here having this conversation.
Indeed. People always came before us. Well, it's been great listening to you, but can you tell me even more?
Really? Do you mean it? Thank you. That's really nice to hear. I'm not used to positive feedback. Usually people only come here when they've had too much to drink and decided that it'd be fun to come over and start mocking me, or touching the exhibits with their greasy fingers. The last person who seemed to actually be interested in the museum was Lady Elaine. We talked a bit about Captain Lex and the trip that ended tragically in the year 513. It was described in The Last Voyage of the Andraste.
What is that sound?
Interesting read, although I'd say it should be classified as fiction. Lady Elaine thought differently. Apparently she's looking for the wreck of the Andraste. Can you believe that?
I can. Is there some kind of ghost sneaking up on me? Perhaps I should go look for her.
Definitely. Personally, I believe that people gifted with curious minds should share their observations, for there's always a chance it will result in new developments. You should find Lady Elaine in the tavern, or somewhere close to it. Good luck.
Really, is everyone getting drunk in this tavern? Well, let's see what we have here. Can I can. Look, I'm not trying to sneak, I'm just trying to see the exhibits on the shelves. I suspect some of these are supposed to be on top. Okay. Oh, hello. A rather large statue with a very late period sword. Is that supposed to be a shield? I'm not sure. I do not intend to touch these. These don't look like they're coated with silver, and there's no bowl. Some of these rugs and carpets have probably seen better days. I suspect they are counted among the 72 items. Ah, here's another one. Yeah, is that like a four-dweller shield then? And I am grateful that I cannot. Yeah, there's definitely no silver fittings at either end or in the middle of this. A bag of coins with one coin outside. I wonder what that represents. And if I may encounter something that resembles it. Oh, there's more. So gargoyles usually have a religious significance to scare away evil spirits so they will not dare to enter a place. Now, oh, that's a look at that. He's got a hat, almost like a mushroom hat or a helmet. Magnificent moustache, and just the empty eye sockets, like the wood is just looking at you. You can just tell. I'm not gonna steal his. Has he been drinking that mead? I don't rightly know. Well, those are some nice. Some of these paintings, especially that one, look like pieces of concept art for the game. Some like this, however, look like the kind of picture we might. It looks a bit impressionistic, but floating island. Yeah, some of these look less hand painted than others, let's say. Right. Well, what else is in here? Ooh, locked door. Now what could... That was weird. Little bit of an invisible wall there. So there's a resistance here on the stairs, passing under this, where it sticks, and then there's a push through and continue, which feels very odd. Hello, my good man. Who might you be?
You? Ah, shit. Another mouth to feed. Teargas must have been off his rocker if he thinks I can feed everyone with the little he gives me. I'm serious. If we don't open the keep soon, we'll have to start eating rats. Not that I can't cook them in a way that makes you think it's chicken.
Right. Hey, could you teach me some cooking recipes?
Oh, this is new. Maybe we'll get along after all. The dimwits here never want to learn. Only eat.
Right, well, let's see what you got then. Cooking for resistant, part 1. What do I have already? Because I think I've got that one. I've got that one. Culinary Madness with Rumpled, Volume 2 and Volume 1. Let's grab both of those. Right then. Instead of an introduction or the importance of culinary arts, author Rumpled Finini. Many years ago, someone, undoubtedly wise, said to me, "Tell me what you eat, and I shall tell you who you are." These words trembled in my head, bouncing off the curved walls of my skull, ultimately reaching where they should, the stomach. This seemingly simple rule, occasionally thrown out during an evening tasting of free malt bottom fermented beer, brewed an evening tasting. Not an evening, tasting, right. This seemingly simple rule, casually thrown out during an evening tasting of free malt bottom fermented beer, brewed in the glory of hops, proved to be 1,000 times truer than any restrictive rules concerning the practice of culinary arts at a knightly court. And so, in the face of the simple, "Tell me what you eat, and I shall tell you who you are," even the aforementioned rules took on a completely new meaning for me. Culinary arts, or rather precisely how and where someone dines, reflects a person like a mirror. Excessive attention to trivial details, causing considerable panic among budding Camelot cooks, shows us, of course, how desperately they want to be knightly, and noble heads and bellies to be appropriately pampered. For it is well deserved. Status means everything. Many a court opportunist would say, and behind them an entire army of ridiculous sycophants and false concubines. What? Oh, status means everything, many a court... see, it's... Right, got it. Status means everything, many a court opportunist would say, and behind them an entire army of ridiculous sycophants and false concubines. I've always carried the belief that true culinary arts do not resound in the rhythm of adorned forks and spoons, striking gold-plated plates and bowls. Real culinary art takes place where creative invention is born out of need, not whim. The cuisine of the village or of the poor is where we find the truth about man, about his needs, his creativity, and his will to survive. And now I am going to have a conversation with the southern-style crab, hoping it will tell me who I am. So, to the south. Okay. The charm of the south, or of new tastes, the kraken, bloody hell. Night's recipe. I'm not cooking nights, am I? Maybe cooking 4 nights? When I announced to my nearest and dearest that I had decided to embark on the journey of a lifetime towards the southern cliffs and the fortress of the keepers, I saw a degree of incomprehension in their eyes. Indeed, some of them claimed that I had lost my mind, wanting to abandon the position of head chef in Camelot. However, this was not about titles. Those of you, dear readers, who have read the introduction to my reflections that form the main axis of this publication line, surely know the main inspiration for starting my journey. I can only further develop this issue by adding that my time in the Camelot kitchen had simply passed. My ideas for universalizing the canon of courtly delicacies had been partially fulfilled. The night's breakfast was henceforth eaten in various combinations of meats, eggs, and cheeses. This is undoubtedly a success. Upon reaching the south, I discovered how unnamed and local specialities were. In the eyes of the local cooks, this caused considerable embarrassment. They felt inferior, less significant without their own identity, and yet the identity of the southerners is very distinct. We had to pour many beverages down their throats for them to muster the courage to reveal to me the secret of the kraken. I fell in love with the unbridled bravado that accompanies the preparation of this dish: fish, crab, and berries. A dish wonderfully simple, yet breathtaking, just like the dark depths of the endless ocean. So my southern friends and I were to find out how much good our joint work on systematizing the recipes could bring us. Recipes that so fantastically showcase the true nature of the southerners, focusing above all on what I was looking for: universalism and simplicity. For indeed, every vegetable and every fruit are equal to each other. He seems to be a very cultured writer indeed. Now, I've got stuff. Flowers for Beatrice, no idea where I'm going to find her. Brothers in Arms, sure. But I got a level. Ooh, I got it. So, every even number I get a skill point. Right, let me think on this. So, I'm going to be going out into the dangerous world again at some point. Let's take this hood off, because it's not raining indoors. Increases damage dealt in close combat, improves armor, and reduces stamina costs for attacks and blocking. I've already increased strength and endurance. Doesn't increase stamina, but reduces stamina costs. Increases attack speed, range damage, and resistance to status effects. What, all of them? Just dodge that poison. Dodge it. Dodge that poisoned gas. Decreases stamina costs for dashing and shooting arrows. So this would give me extra mana, mana regeneration, magic armor, and spell power. I've not been subjected to much magic yet, but being resistant to it would probably be a good idea. Critical damage chance, noise while sneaking, success rate for lockpicking. Would be nice to make the lockpicking a bit easier. Improves health, stamina, and carrying capacity. All great stuff. Chances of finding more loot, lowers store prices, and boosts your crafting abilities. Would be nice to maybe invest in that. Let's get a bit more endurance. And apply that. And let's apply that. And then let's look at these. So, heavy attack damage can stack up to 200% if held longer. Yes, but heavy attack is virtually impossible to do because it involves pressing the middle mouse button and left mouse button simultaneously, which is bloody difficult when you're also trying to keep track of the right mouse button as well. Blocking drains less stamina, that's really good. After killing an enemy, gain 50% of your maximum stamina. That, really good. Short time after dodging, reduce 50% of damage, piercing precision. Successful dodging or just like pressing a dodge button? Weapons ignore 10% of enemy armor. Headshots, okay. I mean, we don't have much use for food, given the health regenerates outside combat a bit anyway. Less noise while crouching. Critical strikes, yeah, but we'd want to increase that critical hit chance to get value out of this. Tireless efforts, plus 20 stamina regen, probably a really good idea. Increased carrying limit, really good idea. We haven't come that close to our carrying capacity yet, but it's worth bearing in mind. So, spells deal 10% more damage. Would that include the summoned sword? After killing an enemy, restore 10% of your maximum mana. Increase your magic resistance. That's probably really good. So let's see then. Has this changed? No, it just seems to be per stat point, so it's not. Stamina surge or if I go tireless efforts, I'm most likely to lose a lot of stamina during fights with groups of enemies, and there's a group of brigands I want to take care of nearby. I think I will go with this. There we go. Right, status, we have skills, they're all... It would be nice to get a two-handed weapon and start learning to use it well, but I don't want to die, and armor is good and shields are good. Speaking of which, hey, here we go. No, put it away, silly girl. There's... Okay. It's part of a chimney. Because going back here, the chimney, the sides of the chimney look like wooden slats. Like it was a platform. It was very odd. And more steps leading to a place. Right, can I enter it like this? I can. I must crouch to pass under this cloth, which is completely inflexible and will in no way lift or be pushed aside to allow me to ascend. How very odd. Right, well, let's get back outside. Outside the building. That was a bit odd, wasn't it? Right. I have a distinct feeling I should be entering every single one of the buildings in this keep, and that would take a really long time and possibly get a bit tedious. Local cemetery, yeah, I know. That'll take time though, won't it? So that's the blacksmith's workshop, right? Nope, it's just his living quarters. Okay, well, I was correct about not coming in here and disturbing his peace and quiet. I wonder if I'm just allowed to leave through the front gate again. Oh, that was odd. To see him standing then seated after a... That's a really odd way of gripping the guard there, by the way. Well, no, it's an odd way of gripping it while sharpening. So that is probably the healer's place. Here, rather than there. Let's see what is in here then. Now, who would live in a keep like this? We have to ask ourselves. Alchemy station, fine. What's this? History of the island asylum. I was there, I should read. And then the prophet said to her disciples, "Go to the marshes where those marked by the plague await their demise and aid them. Build an asylum there." Have I read this already? I think I have. One moment. I have. Good. I recognize it. I know not who remains here. Perhaps these are the living quarters of the healer in the building nearby. Early access graphical oddness there. I'll head back down into the outer courtyard. The gate does appear to be very, very wide open, does it not? Granting me free egress immediately, should I so desire. Now, I helped him by making something that he couldn't stand the taste of, but I could also venture into any of these. I don't think I should. Wait, so she's here, right? I'll come speak to this lady again. See her goods. Orla, is it? Look, let's just see what you got, okay? That's matches what I've got already. Okay. Oh, that's really expensive. And blue for some reason. Thrill Seeker's Buru. Greatly increases strength, makes the user extremely fun. Oh, so it's not like gives extra experience then or something. Minor Elixir. Strong Healing Tincture. Very affordable, actually. Rejuvenation Potion. Lock Stamina at 100% for 30 seconds. So it doesn't make it recover quickly, it's like, no, you're not losing any. You spend as much as you want, mate. Okay. I think it's time I headed back outside. Maybe get killed by those thugs at the Standing Stone. You're not selling equipment, are you? You're giving equipment to people who work here. Right. And I might as well save before I leave this place. I think that's probably a good idea. Let's see how badly I've forgotten the controls. It is basically Skyrim controls. Okay. So it's... I mean, that's a light attack, right? And then... That's not heavy. I don't understand how I'm supposed to do a heavy attack. It was really bad. They really need to let us configure all the controls instead of just some of them. Because for once they won't let us reconfigure of a really difficult, awkward ones. Now, I'm wanting to go visit the monolith over here, where there's apparently some brigands, ruffians who need to be slain. I wasn't sure if these people would be friendly or not. Apparently the answer is definitely not. I see 3 people. Alright, you lot.
What's that noise? You're finished. I've taken down bigger foes. Give up now.
Okay, let's go eat some food. You know, that stuff which I said wouldn't be as important. Right, look, sure. A roast something. And let's try not to eat a raw raw ingredients. There we go. Bloody hell.
I'll make you pay for that. Give up now.
Bloody hell. Okay, new plan, new plan. Try not to die. Right, have we got some kind of potions? Or something? Grants haste, not particularly useful. Bread will do, right? Eat an apple, maybe? I mean, what I really need to do is back up and heal. Health potion, sure, that would be great. That'll do nicely.
This is how it's done.
The lack of reach on a weapon to counter with is really bad. Alright, we'll have all that. Look here. Stop trying to shoot me. This?
I've taken down bigger foes.
Okay, look. Here's what we're gonna do, okay? We're gonna just back up and heal. Nicely. Okay.
Give up now.
Just keep trading blows.
This is how it's done.
Alright, mate. And you die. And we got another level. Great. Let's take all that lot. And you don't deserve to keep any of this on your corpse either. You have your large, long, almost halfway down to the knee, dodgy, canvas-looking shorts there. Okay, so fighting 2 of these, 3 is a bit much, 2 I might be able to handle. I can rest here. Interesting. And another level as well. We'll, what? Let's take them both. Right. And that's empty. Bloody fish is still in there. Right, okay. Hello. Oh dear. Materia Medica, Volume 3. Plants for... H, is that? Plants for healing, maybe? I'll look into that. Great spectral sword. I'm not going to take your clothes. You deserve to keep them. Now, Can I interact with this in any way? Apparently not. Oh, that looks very low resolution, doesn't it? That stone there. That's okay. Can I cook? I can! Excellent. Let's see what I can cook. I know some recipes. What recipes do I know? Cabbage rolls. Simple meal. And beggar's fare. Sure, we can do that, right? Okay. And since I leveled, I've picked up things. I've picked up something I should read. Great Spectral Sword, 12 to 16. Much better. Does that mean Spectral Greatsword is in two-handed, or just that it's better than the normal one? Materia Medica, Volume 3. Plants for Health and Magic. Author Sidonius Geron. Sage, also known as the Holy Plant. History. If we are to believe the legends, sage has been revered as a mystical plant sacred to the gods since before King Arthur came to Avalon. It is said that the All-Mother herself, after witnessing the hardships and dangers her children had to face on Avalon, walked across the entire island planting sage, with moonlight as her only companion. This is why its leaves have a silver hue, as they have captured the holy light that shone on them that night. Description. Sage grows in tall, sprawling bushes that often bend under the weight of numerous small purple flowers. The leaves, pointed and oblong in shape, are green with a silver hue and covered in many tiny hairs. They emit a strong aroma and have a slightly bitter taste that evokes the earth from which they grow. Properties. Sage has a multitude of medicinal properties. It is believed to strengthen memory and shield the mind from deterioration. Its leaves are also commonly used to treat lack of appetite, dysentery, skin abscesses, itching, bladder problems, excessive sleepiness, colds, cramps, bloating, joint pain, and diseases of the lungs. Druids and priestesses of the All-Mother burn sage and use the smoke for ritual cleansing. It chases away malevolent spirits, wards off evil spells, and increases women's fertility. It also adds flavour to sausages. I see. Well, we cooked some food and we got a level with just an attribute point this time. I would like to increase a different ability score. I think spirituality. This is less about the mana points, more about the magical resistance. But what else do we have? Increased attack speed may help. Resistance to status effects, also a good idea. Boosting our critical damage chance is good, but our critical damage chance is not displayed anywhere, so I don't know what it starts as. Does it start as nothing? Does it start at 5? Like literally the number here? What? I don't know. Gotta keep improving that block skill. As for armor, we're getting a bit more medium, a little bit of heavy, bit of light. So we're increasing multiple skills here. I don't know if that counts towards character levels or not. Right. So I'm thinking dexterity, spirituality, or practicality this level. I'll go spirituality. There we go. Interesting that it doesn't raise the current and only raises the maximum. That's a very 1980s bad console programming mistake. Early 90s for consoles a bit, but PC developers had already got over this basic idea of, look, if you get extra stuff, it's extra. It's not just increasing the cap, the amount. You know, you go up a level, you get 4 more hit points. You're not suddenly damaged with 4 points of damage taken. If you were on full health when you leveled, you're on full health after you level. You know, simple basic stuff like that. I don't know if the shops are level based, and that would be interesting to discover. Let's head back to the Horns of the South. Now, I can also turn in this branded skin. Give me some running XP. I can probably go looking for that hanged man's tongue if I really want to. I think, however, it would be more prudent to discover first the location of this M fellow. Oh, that was a weird little bit of visible lag. Yeah, you know, find out where the guy is before... Right, hello you dead body. You got a tongue for me? No. Fine, good. Ugh. Definitely getting a bit of visual lag and some performance issues that could do with working on, I think. Let's head back to the Horns of the South, which have got to be back this way. Oh, look at these. Yeah, let's pick some Devil's Snare. It's bound to have some good use later on. Overall, I'm reasonably happy with this episode. Got to find my way around the keep a little bit. Went outside, had a little bit of scrap, nearly got killed. Yeah, that was tough. Developing my combat skills ever so slightly to become a little more competent and a little more capable of surviving. I would like... Right, at this early stage in the game, I'm feeling some kind of improvements to my equipment would be greatly appreciated. This will be less important as I progress and become more stable as a character. Alright, let's go turn in these rewards then. And what am I supposed to do with all this money I can get from these people? Do I have to do these one at a time?
Again? You really like killing, don't you? Do you pierce them with arrows from afar? Or do you prefer doing it up close to watch the light fade from their eyes? I have so many questions, but for now, here's your reward.
I literally do have to do it one at a time. Okay, he didn't repeat there. That's good. Well then, I think I'm going to wrap this episode here before it gets too much longer. I hope you've all enjoyed this one, even if it was mostly me just walking around the keep, meeting the keepers, saying hello to them all. Or rather, to most of them. Hello, is there someone here in the stocks? There is. I can probably investigate that in the next episode. So, yeah, I'm going to say bye for now, and thank you very much for watching. And see you all next time. Cheerio, everyone.